Okay, it is Hanzo Nor here. Damn. Jesus Christ. Lord have mercy. Fuck this. Nor here tonight. And I just wanted to kind of get into the topic of dealing with the side effects of improving yourself. And I'm not talking about like general improvement. I mean like bettering yourself on a kind of deeper internal level, like on a habitual level, changing your habits up and really rewiring, you know, deep. As deep as it could be, I don't know, but pretty deep. And some of the side effects that come along with that. For example, a very common side effect of you kind of getting your shit together or becoming more disciplined is people around you, a lot of your friends are established social circle, family, romantic relationships will actually start to resent you and kind of block you out. They'll kind of, you know, block you out. Why this happens specifically, I don't have like the exact answer, but this is a very common thing. And although I don't have a specific reason for it, there are ways to remedy this because this will take an effect. I mean, God, if I had to list people that didn't reach their full potential as far as like habits and self mastery, like mastering their own day to day routine life, this list would be so goddamn long. Like, the list would go from here to all the way back there. So, and it's valid. I mean, shit, it's something I struggle with. You know, you work on yourself, whether you know it or not, for approval and acceptance. And I don't know, once you get it, it's such an empty feeling once you get the approval and acceptance. So really, it's pretty confunding. Like, what do you do in that scenario? You know, it depends on what you want, and that's why it's so important to be clear on what you're trying to achieve and not set vague goals. You need a specific thing you're shooting for. As far as that goes, you gotta be honest with yourself. Like, you can have your cake and eat it too. But the problem with that is, at once is a very large ask. Can you have it both at once? Probably not. Like, what you can do is eat your cake, bake another cake, have them at the same time for a period of time, or bake your cake and then eat some of it and still have it. It's you can have periods of time, but regardless, the ways to remedy people, I don't know, resenting you, I guess, switching up. It just feels like there's a behavior change in them the second you start making a move. You know, whether you're rationalizing it or causing it in some weird kind of self prophecy, self fulfilling prophecy kind of way. Up to you, but I can guarantee you now, statistically, it happens more. And you kind of need to use whatever energy is coming your way. You know, you either need to use it or discard it. It's always one of the two. And when I mean energy, I'm not saying like their spiritual energy or no weird wacky shit right now. I'm just saying like whatever's coming your way, do something with it. Either use it or lose it. And it's as simple as that. I get it. It's hard. You want to try to cling to it, keep it. Um, really wouldn't help. And people take it personal, but as far as I've learned, everything about self improvement is really just about revealing the truth, the real truth, not the social constructed truth that you've been conditioned, that keeps society running. The the socially destructive truth. And when I mean socially destructive, that might sound harsh, but what I mean by socially destructive, it's the absolute truth. Because the absolute truth of everything is that everything has to end. And essentially, when you're socially destructive, and I coined this term, so it's not an official term, it's just something I'm using for reference. Socially constructed is built to last in a kind of delusional way. Like it's gonna last forever. And I hate to break it to you. If you think anything's gonna last forever, it's a delusion. Everything's meant to end. Socially destructive just highlights the factors that make things end. So if you're doing things that are truthful to you in self-improvement, it's going to poke holes in their social construct. Subconsciously, you're not consciously going to do it. You're very present. You could be completely silent. You could be exactly the way you used to be. It's all in your presence and your demeanor. They can sense it off of you. And it's not so much like, oh, he's a threat, but it's more so like they're just gonna block it out. They're gonna try. The easiest way to stomp out a potential forest fire is to catch it when it's an ember. And to be fair, if they catch you early, they're gonna feel like you're just an ember, and they're gonna just try to kind of ignore it, like ignore it, stamp it out, act like it doesn't exist, whatever, yada yada. But depending on your resolve, and it's a tricky thing, like figuring out your resolve, because at the one hand you don't want to be a fucking loner just going for your goals, but at the same time you don't want to be held back by the people around you, because you'll never make it past your environment. So in that scenario, what do you do? Of course, you make a choice, use it or lose it. But in the long run, you just have to change the way you look at it. These are people around you, and it's okay if they're around for the circumstances, but at the same time, they're around for you, and no one's perfect. Because at the end of the day, you might have a bit of that in you too. And